Sure. Happy morning, guys. Sir, listen, please. Let us continue with AS19. Gani. Listen. Okay, yesterday we saw what is a lease. This standard AS19 deals with accounting for leases. So yesterday we saw what is a lease. The definition of lease as per AS19 is a lease is an agreement. A lease is an agreement whereby the lessor conveys to lessee the right to use an asset in return for payment or a series of periodic payments for an agreed period of time. Settle down. Okay. So basically lease there are two parties, lessor, lessee. Lessor is the legal owner of the asset. Lessee is the person who is going to use the asset. So in this agreement, lessor will give lessee the right to use the asset. He is not transferring ownership of the asset. He is only transferring the right to use the asset. He will not give that for free. Lessee should make some payments. It can be either one single payment or every month, every year, every quarter. And the mari, it can also be a series of payments. And this right to use is given for a particular period of time that is agreed in the agreement. So basically any agreement that transfers the right to use the asset for a particular period of time, that agreement is called as lease. Remember, it doesn't transfer ownership, it only transfers the right to use the asset. Okay, and yesterday we saw that agreed period of time is called as lease term. Yesterday we saw the definition of lease term. AS19 says lease term konjam brighter lease term is equal to lock-in period. Hey, what is the other name for lock-in period? Excellent. Non-cancelable period. Neither lessee can cancel nor lessor can cancel. Lock-in period plus the period for which lessee has an option to extend and he is reasonably certain to do so. First, there is no debate that lock-in period will be included or not. Lock-in period kandipa include pananum. Lock-in period will definitely be included in the lease term plus period for which lessee is given an option to extend. யாருக்கு option கொடுக்கிறோம்? lessee வந்து நான் என்ன சொல்றேன், lessee if you want you can extend, otherwise you can leave it also. அப்போ that is a period where it is option for lessee. If lessee says I want to extend, lessor cannot say no. lessee க்கு the option இருக்கு, lessor க்கு இல்ல. Period for which lessee has an option to extend and he is reasonably certain to do so. For example, You are entering into a lease agreement on 1st April 25. 1st April 25, you are entering into a lease agreement. The agreement says 5 years lock-in. 5 years lock-in. Lock-in, anybody can cancel or nobody can cancel? Nobody can cancel. Plus, next 3 years, lessee has an option to extend. Lessee has an option to extend. Then plus last 2 years, anybody can cancel. Anybody can cancel. இப்படி ஒரு அக்ரிமெண்ட் இருக்கு. Okay. On 1st April 25, you are entering into this lease agreement. So on that date, you want to calculate what is the lease term. What is the lease term? First of all, is there any debate whether 5 years should be included or not? Adu kandipa. 5 years minimum lease term. So lease term kulla 5 years vandrum. Plus 3 years will be included if on 1st April itself management is reasonably certain that they will extend. இது ஒரு நல்ல லொகேஷன், nice location, I got it a very good rental, in the location my business will expand. அந்த மாதிரி இருந்துச்சுன்னா there is a high degree of certainty that management will extend. டேய் எல்லாரும் பாரு, this you as auditor should not decide. Who should decide this? Management. இதெல்லாம் are points which we should get as written representation from management. Day நீ தாண்டா சொன்ன that you will be reasonably certain to extend. That is why I am taking this. It is a management representation because it's a management decision. So 5 years plus 3 years, totally 8 years will be lease term. Period in which anybody can cancel will never be included in the definition of lease term. Day இப்போதைக்கு we only know what is the definition of lease term. இது எங்க யூஸ் பண்ண போறோம், எப்படி யூஸ் ஆகும், I will teach you. For now we only know what is lease term. What is the total agreement period in this? Total agreement period 10 years. Adala lease term we are taking it as 8 years. Suppose during discussion with management is telling I am not reasonably certain to extend this lease, then what will be the lease term? Lease term will only be 5 years. Please, like ni practically whenever you are auditing, calculate this lease term perfectly. Have a proper discussion with the management. If management says yes, I am reasonably certain to extend, ask them why. What are the factors that is making you extend? Adalla should be there as a part of your audit documentation. Otherwise you cannot justify why you are taking that extra 3 years. So be very careful. Idla nare per they won't give lot of attention, but we have to calculate lease term perfectly. Okay, lease term purinjacha. Then in the definition there was a word called payment. Payment or a series of periodic payments, and the payment க்கு பேரு lease payments. எல்லாரும் பாரு. Now let us see the definition of lease payments. டேய் இன்னொரு 2-3 definition, இந்த definition முடிச்சிட்டனா we will get into journal entries for lease. கவனி. Lease payments. What is a lease payment? இது அதுக்கு மேல இருக்கு. எல்லாரும் பார். Lease payments has 2 definitions from the point of view of lessor, from the POV of lessee. எல்லாரும் பார். Listen please. First we saw definition of lease. Then we saw definition of lease term. யாராச்சும் கேட்டா அழகா சொல்ல, lease term is equal to lock-in period or non-cancelable period plus period for which lessee has an option to extend and he is reasonably certain to do so. Then we will include that period. Otherwise, if he is not reasonably certain, we will not include that extra period. Okay, please. This definition nalla padistona, we can get into journal entries. Listen. What is lease payment? Day, think and tell me, in a lease, who will make payment to whom? Lessee will make payment to lessor. Okay, so lessee kit is expense, lessor kit is income, or lessee kit is outflow, lessor kit is inflow. Day, just because they are calling lease payment for both, sir, payment dhaan sir கூப்பிடுறாங்க, ரெண்டு பேருக்கும் outflow sir. Day, lease payment னு சொன்னாலும் lessee க்கு outflow, lessor க்கு inflow. Okay, don't go too much sir, they are only calling as payment sir, they are not calling it as receipt sir. No, for both it is a common word, lease payment. You should understand that for lessee it is outflow, for lessor it is inflow. Okay, gavani. First let us finish lessee point of view, then we'll come to lessor. Lessee ku first lease rentals payable, lease rentals payable excluding contingent rent, cost of service and taxes. First point, sir, what is included in lease payments from the point of view of lessee? From the point of view of lessee, gavani please. Now you are entering into a lease agreement. Okay, you are entering into a lease agreement. You are taking a building on lease. You are taking a building on lease. Okay, assume I'm taking a building on lease from Mohammed. Assume I'm taking a Asif from Mohammed. Asif. Okay, assume I'm taking a building on lease from Asif. Asif is the lessor, I am the lessee. Okay, in our agreement, what we have mentioned is every month 5 lakhs you should pay as rent. Every month 5 lakhs you should pay as rent. Gavani, 5 lakhs rent every month, fixed rent. Plus Asif is asking 1% of my sales. I am going to do business. Assume I am going to do CA practice from that building. Asif is telling, from this building, whatever services you are selling, in that I want 1%. They fixed 5 lakhs kekram. Plus 1% of my sales, he is asking. Not only that, plus every month, Asif only will maintain this building. He will do all the maintenance, cleaning the building, everything. He has provided one watchman also. So all the maintenance and watchman services also our Asif only will take care, because he is the owner of that building. For that he is telling another 10,000 per month. So enala charge pannirka 5 lakhs plus 1% of sales plus 10,000 per month for maintenance of the building. Idu mattum illa, plus we should also give Asif GST. Sorry, the exempt liya sir, this is not used for personal purpose. It is used for business purpose. So this is taxable. So I have to pay to Asif 5 lakhs plus 1% of sales plus 10,000 per month plus GST also I have to pay to Asif. Now let us see in this what and all will come in lease payments. 5 lakhs per month I am paying, right? That is a fixed rent. Irrespective of whether I do any business or not, I have to pay Asif how much? 5 lakhs. That 5 lakhs should be included. Lease payments kulla that 5 lakhs will be included. It is a fixed rent which you have to keep paying whether you do business or not. Now suppose 1 month I have closed my business. Can I say, Asif, I closed my business, no clients have come, so please don't ask me rent? No, he will not allow. I have to pay. So that 5 lakhs which is a fixed rent, that will be included. Plus on the 1% of sales circle, that 1% of sales which Asif is asking, that 1% of sales is called as contingent rent. Contingent rent. Contingent rent. Sir, what is the meaning of contingent rent? What is the meaning of contingent rent? Contingent rent means rentals. Gavani, Swati. Contingent rent means, இது important please. Contingent rent means rentals which are based on a factor other than period of time. Any rent based on a factor other than time. For example, 5 lakhs. That is based on time. Every 1 month if it gets over, I have to pay 5 lakhs. But in the 1% of sales, is it based on time or my revenue? Any rental which is based on a factor other than time, that becomes contingent rent. ஏன்னா கவனி, இந்த சேல்ஸ் நடக்கலாம் நடக்காம போலாம். There is an uncertainty. புரியுதாடா? Any rental which is based on a factor other than period of time is called as contingent rent. The word contingency means uncertainty. It may happen, may not happen. இப்போ அந்த 5 lakhs per month இருக்குல்ல, is it a contingency? You cannot go and stop time, stop. That will keep going, every month will keep coming and I have to keep paying. I cannot stop that. But this 1% of sales, our ASIF will get only if I sell something. Suppose in 1 month I didn't sell anything, then what will ASIF get? 1% of 0 is equal to 0. Clear everybody? So any rental that is based on a factor other than time, that is based on a factor other than time is called as contingent rent. Contingent rent. Tomorrow when you are reading any agreement, they say 1% of profit, 1% of earnings before interest, tax and EBITDA. Earnings before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization. In the mari, if it is based on a factor other than time period, then that rental is called as contingent rent. Contingent rent. Day ellaringa paru. AS 19 says contingent rent. Contingent rent will not be included within the definition of lease payments. Within the definition of lease payments. எதை மட்டும் வரணும்ன்றா? Fixed rent. What is fixed rent in our example? 5 lakhs. That contingent rent which is based on other than period of time, that should not be included in the definition of lease payments. In the definition of lease payments. Able to understand? So first exclusion is contingent rent. So what is the first exclusion? What is contingent rent? Rentals based on factor other than period of time. So rentals other than period of time. If a rent is based on something other than time, like sales, profit, EBITDA, anything, it can be any other factor. அந்த மாதிரி வேற ஏதாச்சும் ஃபேக்டர்ல ரெண்ட் பேஸ் பண்ணியிருந்தா, then we call that as contingent rent. That is included in the definition of lease payment or excluded? Excellent. It is excluded in the definition of lease payments. So first exclusion, contingent rent. அப்புறம் வேற என்ன கேட்டான் ஆசிஃப்? ஆசிஃப் 5 lakhs கேட்டான். 5 lakhs include or not include? 1% of sales include or not include? Excellent. What is that called as? Contingent rent. Then he also asked 10,000 per month for maintenance services. Correct? This 10,000 per month is for a separate service which Asif is giving. Sir, what is that separate service, sir? Maintenance service. Cleaning, watchman, everything. So this 10,000, Gavani, this 10,000, Asif is not charging for building usage. Asif is charging for some other services. What you charge for usage of the asset is only lease payment. Asset use பண்றதுக்கு என்ன charge பண்ணா? 5 lakhs. That I included. 1% of sales, that is also for usage of asset, but that is a contingent rent, so I excluded. Now this 10,000 per month maintenance, is it for usage of the asset or for some other service? They are called as cost of service. If you are staying in some apartments, they will say, sir, 30,000 rent plus 3,000 maintenance. That maintenance they are not collecting for right to use that apartment. It is for other services. ஏன்னா வந்து clean பண்ணணும், காலையில வந்து common areaல lift ஒழுங்கா வேலை செய்தா பார்த்துக்கணும், watchman appoint பண்ணணும். For other services, if they are charging money, that is called as cost of service. Cost of service, that should also be not included in the definition of lease payment. Lease payment na something that you pay for right to use the asset. This 10,000 per month maintenance is not for right to use the asset. It is for some other services. So we should not include it in the definition of lease payments. First 5 lakhs included or not included? Plus 1% of sales included or not included? Not included. What is that called as? Contingent rent. Plus 10,000 per month for maintenance included or not included? What is that called as? Cost of service. Last one. Plus, sir, he is also asking GST, sir. That GST also should not be included in the definition of lease payments. The municipal tax is something you have seen. House property municipal tax, and the municipal tax, GST, any taxes that we have to pay with respect to lease, that also will not be included in the definition of lease payments. That will be accounted separately. Clear, everybody? So fixed rental included or not included? Contingent rent, cost of service, taxes. Okay, last one. Plus. Residual value guarantee. Residual value guarantee. Sir, what is this residual value guarantee, sir? Please. We are learning from lessee perspective or lessor? Lessee. Okay. What is this residual value guarantee, sir? Listen, please. First of all, what is residual value? In the residual value Vartha we saw somewhere else also. AS10 PPE. In AS26, which standard? Default or residual value will be taken as excellent. Okay. Please. AS19 has a different definition for residual value. Sir, ஒரே வார்த்தை வச்சு எவ்வளவு பேர் விளையாடிட்டு இருக்காங்க சார். From AS19's perspective, residual value is slightly different. Residual value is slightly different. We are asking AS19, you have a different definition. Now AS19 is telling yes. We are asking what is that definition here? This definition should be used only from the perspective of lease. Okay, so AS19 says residual value means estimated fair value of the asset at the end of lease term. Estimated fair value of the asset at the end of lease term. Sir, appadina enna sir ellarum bar. இப்போ me and Asif enter into a lease agreement. I am lessee, Asif is lessor. Assume this rental agreement is for 3 years. 3 years lock-in period. Upon lease term is also 3 years. Asif is telling, Asif is telling, at the end of 3 years, I want you to guarantee, Asif எனக்கு சொல்றான் கவனி. Asif is telling to me, at the end of 3 years, I want you to give me a guarantee that if I sell this building, I will get a minimum of 10 lakhs in the market. Enna guarantee kekran Asif? After 3 years, that is after lease term, if I sell this building in the market, I should get at least how much? 10 lakhs. Sir, how can Asif ask me that guarantee, sir? நான் ஆசிஃப் கேட்கிறேன், டேய் why should I guarantee how much you will get? You are the owner. Asif is telling, I am the owner. Okay, agreed. But டேய் கவனி, I'll just tell in Tamil, then I'll repeat. But நீ எக்கு தப்பா இந்த பில்டிங் யூஸ் பண்ணா எனக்கு நாளைக்கு வேல்யூ வராம போயிடும். இப்போ நான் 3 வருஷம் இஷ்டத்துக்கு அந்த பில்டிங் யூஸ் பண்ணேன். வால் மேல ஃபுல்லா கிராக்கு, பெயிண்டிங்லாம் காலி, எல்லாத்தையும் மாத்தி விட்டேன். இப்போ நியூ buyer who wants to come after 3 years and buy, will he be ready to pay that much or he'll pay less? If I spoil this building in that 3 years, I am repeating the same thing in English. If I spoil that building in 3 years, our Asif will not get what he wants from the market. So Asif is telling, you have to use carefully. If you spoil this building and if I get less than 10 lakhs in market, then you have to pay me the remaining. For example, Asif is telling, if I go to the market and sell this after 3 years, if they are ready to give me only 8 lakhs, then remaining 2 lakhs you have to give. So why Asif is putting such a guarantee is so that I will be careful when I am using this asset. Otherwise I will not even bother. Hey, Asif's building, I will use however I want. If I use however I want, the residual value will decrease or remain same. It will decrease. Appo I might have to make payment if 10 lakhs won't come. Able to understand? You understood why Asif is keeping like this a residual value guarantee. What is residual value? Residual value refers to estimated market value at the end of lease term. At the end of lease term, if I sell this asset, how much I will get? Adi inniki actually estimate, then that is called as residual value. He is asking me to give a guarantee. Yes, whatever amount I give guarantee, that also will be included in the definition of lease payments. Suppose inga na evlo guarantee kuduthirken 10 lakhs I have given guarantee, that 10 lakhs will also be added as a part of lease payments. Purinjada? Residual value means estimated market value at the end of lease term. Estimated market value at the end of lease term. And whatever amount as a lessee I am giving as guarantee, that will be added to the value of lease payments from the point of view of lessee. Day, the purinjada residual value definition. What is the definition of residual value as per AS 19? Estimated market value at the end of lease term. Or lease term end la ida vitta evlo varum? If I sell this asset at the end of lease term, what is the estimated money I will receive? That is called as residual value. Ellarum paru please listen. Orientation purpose. Asif is going and checking in the market today. What is the residual value of this building after 3 years? Okay, he is estimating that it will be 15 lakhs. 15 lakhs. Based on the market conditions, today Asif is estimating that after 3 years he can sell this building for 15 lakhs. Please. This is the total residual value. In this, out of this 15 lakhs, how much I have guaranteed? How much I have guaranteed? And the 10 lakhs circle, that is called as guaranteed residual value. 10 lakhs ke pere na guaranteed residual value. Remaining 5 lakhs. Guaranteed or unguaranteed? That is called as unguaranteed residual value. Able to understand? Total residual value 15 lakhs. In this, how much lessee has guaranteed? 10 lakhs. That is called as guaranteed residual value. And remaining 5 lakhs, nobody has given guarantee. That is called as unguaranteed residual value. That is called as unguaranteed residual value. Please, ipodiki we are learning all these terms. Then we will put this at appropriate places. That is why I want you to understand them. Clear? Contingent rent clearer. Cost of service clearer. Taxes, obviously, sir. Residual value. What is the definition of residual value as per AS 19? Estimated market value at the end of lease term. Adla some portion may be guaranteed, some portion may be unguaranteed. Suppose total 15 lakhs la I am guaranteeing full 15 lakhs. I am guaranteeing full 15 lakhs. Then how much is unguaranteed residual value? 0. Okay, clear? Cherry sir. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. We will take this. Sir, what about lessor, sir? What about lessor? Lessor ku lease payments from perspective of lessee. Whatever lessee pays, lessor will receive. So lessor perspective he will take whatever lessee has taken plus plus residual value guaranteed by a third party. Please. Sir, from the perspective of lessor, how to calculate, sir? From the perspective of lessor, whatever lessee is giving, that will be taken, because whatever lessee will give, lessor will receive that. Plus extra lessor will also take. Gavani, please. Asif totally estimated 15 lakhs as residual value. In that I gave guarantee only for 10 lakhs. Now Asif is thinking, remaining 5 lakhs I have unguaranteed. Asif ku guarantee irunda safe, unguaranteed na safe. Appo Asif has a risk for that 5 lakhs. So what Asif is doing, Gavani? He is going to some other third party who is ready to give him guarantee for the remaining 5 lakhs also. Sir, இந்த மாதிரிலாம் guarantee கொடுக்குறவங்க இருப்பாங்க. அவங்களோட business அதான். Sir, what will they get? Sir, they will receive some money. இப்போ ஒரு insurance business is there. What they will do? They will receive premium and they will say if something wrong happens to you, I will compensate. அதே மாதிரி தான் இங்கேயும். இப்போ Asif assume is going to Asif is going to Shankar. Asif is telling Shankar, I want protection for 5 lakhs residual value. Asif is telling, okay, I'll give you guarantee for that 5 lakhs also, but you pay me some premium. Sir, இதனால Shankarக்கு என்ன சார் லாபம்? கவனி, Shankar இந்த மாதிரி 1000 people கிட்ட he will collect money. In that, do you think all will ask for money? No. ஒரு இன்சூரன்ஸ் கம்பெனி எப்படி பணம் பண்றான்? இன்சூரன்ஸ் கம்பெனி he will sell the policy to everybody. Suppose assume he is selling accident policy to all of us. If any accident happens, insurance company will pay. Do you think everybody will meet with accident? No. He will collect from all the 350 people. Suppose in that 10 accidents or 15 accidents may happen, remaining everything is a profit for the insurance company. அதே மாதிரி business தான் Shankarum. Shankar எல்லாருக்கும் guarantee கொடுத்து, residual value guarantee கொடுத்து, he will collect the premium. Tomorrow in that maybe 10 people, 15 people may have loss, that he will pay. Remaining everybody, whatever premium they have paid, it is a profit for Shankar. புரியுதா? ஒரு இன்சூரன்ஸ் கம்பெனி எப்படி பணம் பண்ணுவான்னு புரியுதுல்ல உனக்கு? ஏன்னா இன்சூரன்ஸ் கம்பெனிக்கு எப்ப லாஸ் வரும்னா எல்லாருக்குமே ஆக்சிடென்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு. சப்போஸ் லாஸ்ட் If everybody meets with some accident, or if everybody suddenly, if some big something happens, everybody is dying, then insurance company will have that problem. புரியுறதா? So அதனால்தான் what insurance company knows, okay, I am collecting premium from 1 crore people. In that maybe ஒரு 1 lakh 2 lakh people will meet with an accident. மற்ற பேர்கிட்ட நான் கலெக்ட் பண்ண பிரீமியம் ஃபுல்லா இஸ் a profit for it. I need not pay anything. அதே மாதிரி பிசினஸ் தான் சங்கர் இருக்கான். Shankar is telling, I will give residual value guarantee for 1 lakh people. In that maybe few people will come and ask me money. Otherwise, others I need not pay. Everything is my profit. புரியுறதாடா? So, what is the total residual value for Asif? 15 lakhs. In that, how much I have guaranteed? 10 lakhs. How much our Shankar has guaranteed? 5 lakhs. So, whatever Shankar is guaranteeing, day, Gavani, Shankar kudutha guarantee, will I be bothered about it? No, I am lessee. This is a transaction between Shankar and Asif. Why should I be bothered? That is why I will not take in mind. In Lessor, this Lessor is our Asif. Lessor Asif will take whatever guarantee I have given also, plus whatever guarantee third party, in our case it is Shankar, whatever guarantee Shankar has given, that also Asif will consider. Able to understand? Na kudutha guarantee idukulla irukum. Asif kudutha guarantee, sorry, Shankar kudutha guarantee will be sitting separately. Able to understand? So tell me, from the perspective of lessee, how will you calculate lease payments? Fixed rental included, not included? Contingent rent, cost of service, taxes, residual value guarantee given by lessee. From the perspective of lessor, first you will include whatever is included from the perspective of lessee, plus residual value guarantee given by a third party. What is residual value? Estimated market value at the end of lease term. In the estimated market value, I am calculating today itself. Now I took on lease from Asif for 3 years. Today only we signed the agreement. Today itself Asif will estimate what will be the estimated market value at the end of 3 years. அப்போ யோசிச்சு சொல்ல வளராது. Asif estimate பண்ண market value at the end of 3 years is future value or present value? Sir, AS19 oda residual value future value, AS10 oda residual value present value. புரியுதாடா? டேய், எது எங்க அப்ளை பண்ணுமோ அதை அப்ளை பண்ணணும். So AS19's residual value is a future value. That's why later you will learn, we will discount this. Okay, this is a future value. Clear everybody? Day. Correct answer. We'll go to operating lease accounting. Total residual value 20 lakhs. Total residual value 20 lakhs. Asif is estimating. I am lessee. I have given a guarantee of 8 lakhs. Shankar has given a guarantee for another 6 lakhs. Sorry, Shankar has given a guarantee for 5 lakhs. I gave guarantee for 8 lakhs. Shankar has given guarantee for 6 lakhs. Sorry, 5 lakhs. 8, 5. Total 20. Now can you tell me how much is unguaranteed? Unguaranteed 8 lakhs, 5 lakhs. Total guarantee 13 lakhs. What is the total residual value? 20 lakhs. So remaining 7 lakhs is unguaranteed residual value. In the terms la clear ah purinjadada? Okay. அப்போ லீஸ் டேர்ம்னா என்னன்னு தெரியும்? லீஸ் பேமெண்ட்ஸ், contingent rent, cost of service, taxes and residual value guarantee. This standard is difficult because of lot of terms like this. அவன் பாட்டிக்கு அவன் இஷ்டத்துக்கு இன்னும் வரும். கிராஸ் இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் இன் லீஸ், நெட் இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் இன் லீஸ், அன்எர்ன்ட் ஃபினான்ஸ் இன்கம், இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ரேட் இம்ப்ளிசிட் இன் லீஸ், இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய தேவையில்லாத வார்த்தையெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கான். That is why the standard will be slightly tough when you read it from the book. இப்போ வரைக்கும் termsலாம் புரிஞ்சுதா எல்லாரும்? இங்க பார், let us get into accounting now. டேய் இங்க ஒண்ணே ஒண்ணு, இந்த லீஸ் பேமெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு முன்னாடி our book will call this as minimum lease payments. Minimum lease payments, MLP. எங்கேயாச்சும் MLP ன்னு சொன்னா that is called as minimum lease payments. Minimum lease payments. No, nothing will be excluded, Divya, from lessor's point of view. டே இதுக்கு பேர் என்ன? MLP, மினிமம் லீஸ் பேமெண்ட்ஸ். ஒரே நிமிஷம், ஒரே ஒரு பாயிண்ட் பண்ணி அப்சர்வ் பண்ணியா இல்லையான்னு தெரியல, கவனி. MLPல டே கவனி, inside MLP's definition we will never include unguaranteed residual value. பாரு என்ன வருது? residual value guarantee given by lessee இங்க வரும், கரெக்டா? இங்க residual value guarantee given by third party. ஆனா unguaranteed residual value எங்கேயுமே வரல. It will not come also. Remember, MLP will exclude unguaranteed residual value. MLP will exclude unguaranteed residual value. Super. எல்லாரும் பாருங்க. AS19 says leases are of two types. Leases are of two types. Operating leases, finance leases. They in the finance lease nu vaartha somewhere we saw AS10 na AS10 liyu paathom scope of the standard. Anywhere else? Excellent. Borrowing cost definition. They interest on finance lease no varundanga. You will learn in AS19. Borrowing cost on the 5 examples: commitment charges, amortization of discount on debentures or premium on redemption, foreign exchange loss to the extent treated as an adjustment to borrowing cost. They on the local currency, foreign currency. Okay, now we will learn that what it is actually. AS19 says there are two types of leases: operating lease and finance lease. Please gavani, tomorrow when you are auditing practically and when you are reading a lease agreement, first thing that you have to identify is whether a particular lease is operating lease or finance lease. Please da, இது very very important. ஏனா accounting is totally different. ஆப்பரேட்டிங் லீஸ்க்கு ஃபுல்லா வேற மாதிரி அக்கவுண்டிங், ஃபினான்ஸ் லீஸ்க்கு வேற மாதிரி அக்கவுண்டிங். So first thing that we should be very very clear when we are doing lease audit is whether this is an operating lease or finance lease. So first thing, நாளைக்கு நீ எங்கேயாச்சும் ஒரு பெரிய கம்பெனில நான் தான் சார் ரெண்டல் ஆடிட் லீஸ் ஆடிட் பண்றேன் சார், அப்ப ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லீஸ் அக்ரிமெண்ட்டை படிச்சுட்டு you have to conclude whether it is an operating lease or finance lease. Sir, for that you should teach, sir. எல்லாரும் பார் கவனி. லைக் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிடலாம், ஆப்பரேட்டிங் லீஸ் அக்கவுண்டிங் ஃபுல்லா we will learn, finance lease accounting ஃபுல்லா we will learn, then we will see what is. ஏன்னா இது தியரி. ஓகே, ஸோ அண்ட் சம்ஸ்ல அவனே சொல்லிடுவான் இது ஆப்பரேட்டிங்கா ஃபினான்சிங்க. Practical that we should find out. So first let us master how to account these leases, then we will see when a lease is called as operating, when a lease is called finance. Okay, gavani already konja dose of theory konja increase aayirukku, konja let us come back to journal entries and sums, then again once we finish the sums we will finally see the theory. Okay, gavani, but you should know these words. There are two words called as operating lease, finance lease. எல்லாரும் பாரு please. Sir, how to account for operating lease? Listen. If assume Asif is the lessor. I am the lessee. We have entered into an agreement, lease agreement, whereby Asif is giving me a building on lease for 3 years. On lease for 3 years. This entirely lock-in period. So agreement term is also 3 years. Lease term also is 3 years. Every year, I have to pay him a rental of 10 lakhs. The rental is 10 lakhs per annum. 10 lakhs per annum. Who is the owner of this building? Asif. I am taking it for using. I am the lessee. Asif is lessor. And we have concluded that this is an operating lease. Sir, you have concluded, not we. Let's go. This is operating lease. Please. Now, Asif is the owner of the building. In Asif's balance sheet, this building will be there. Correct? Assume in Asif's balance sheet, this building is there at a value of 10 crores. Asif is holding this building for earning rentals. For earning rentals. They used to say land and building held for earning rentals or capital appreciation is called as dash investment property. Investment property which standard? AS 13. As per AS 13, can you follow revaluation model or only cost model? AS 13 enna solra? Nee AS 10 ku po. AS 10 ku poitte ange cost model ondu irukku. Revaluation model don't see. See only cost model. Follow that cost model. For Asif, this building is an investment property. He will account it as per cost model in AS 10. Sir, appadina he will just depreciate sir. Ama. Okay, ellarum inga paru 10 lakhs romba kammiya irukku. Asif ku 2 crores kudukalam. Okay, how much is the rental per annum? 2 crores. Kavani. First year, day ellarum inga paru. First year, I have taken the building. I have started using the building. First year, how much lease rent I will pay to Asif? 2 crores. Sir, what is the entry you should pass? Very, very simple. Lease rent account debit to bank account. Lease rent account debit to bank account. 2 crores, 2 crores. And this lease rent is an expense. Increase in expense. So I am debiting. This is decrease in asset. So I am crediting. This lease rent will be charged to P&L. P&L account debit to lease rent 2 crores, 2 crores. Sir, avladana amanda. Sir, idudha naanga 11th standard le padichom ama. Okay. Operating lease is your 11th standard accounting. Finance is only complicated. Operating lease, lessee will pass the entry lease rent account debit to bank account. And this lease rent is an expense for lessee. He will charge it to P&L account. So P&L account debit to lease rent. Sir, what is the entry Asif will pass? Sir, Asif ki expense or income? Asif will pass the entry. Asif will pass the entry. Bank account debit. Bank account debit to lease rent account. To lease rent account. 2 crores. 2 crores. And this lease rent is an income for Asif. So there is increase in income which we are crediting. There is increase in asset which we are debiting. This lease rent will be closed and transferred to P&L. So lease rent account debit to P&L account is the entry Asif will pass. Asif will pass. Clear everybody? What is the entry in the books of lessee? Lease rent account debit to, and then P&L account debit to lease rent account. Asif books la bank account debit to lease rent account, lease rent account debit to P&L account. Orientation per day. Asif has to pass an extra entry also. And the building irukilla 10 crores. That Asif he has to depreciate that. Assume for this building 10 crores ku 10 years useful life. Day lease term 3 years da. Ana useful life can be anything. Useful life is 10 years. Appo how much will be the depreciation per annum? 1 crore. So depreciation account debit to building account 1 crore, 1 crore. This 1 crore will be closed and transferred to P&L. So P&L account debit to depreciation account 1 crore, 1 crore. Clear everybody day? Puriyarda? Appo Asif for the P&L lease rent will be income of 2 crores. Depreciation will be an expense of 1 crore. In my P&L, I will have a lease rent expense of 2 crores. Lease rent expense of 2 crores. Clear everybody day? Sir, appo yost sollu. If it is an operating lease, if it is an operating lease, asset will be in the books of. Asset will be in the books of. Lessor or lessee? Who will charge depreciation? Who will charge impairment? Lessor unda impairment test pannu idukku. Record amount kandupidichi carrying amount oda compare panni he will only do the impairment testing also. Lessee books la ore or entry da. Lease rent whatever he pays, lease rent to bank, P&L to lease rent. Clear? Lessee ki income or expense? Lessor ku income. Okay? Day. Life will be easy if it is like this. Okay? Gavani, but it won't be like this. Listen. Gavani. Asif is asking every year 2 crores. Totally I have to pay 6 crores for 3 years. What I am telling Asif is, Asif, first year I cannot pay 2 crores. First year enkita avlo cash illa. Dey gavani idu important. This is not something you learned in your 11th standard. Gavani. Asif is totally asking in 3 years, totally asking 6 crores. So he told me, pay me every year 2 crores, 2 crores into 3, 6 crores I will get. But I am telling Asif, okay, I will give you totally 6 crores. But first year, I cannot pay 2 crores. I don't have that much money in the first year. Asif is saying, okay, how much you can pay? What I am telling Asif is, Asif, first year I will pay you 1 crore. Second year I will pay you 2 crores. Third year I will pay you 3 crores. I will get money so I can pay more in third year. Seri Asif also, okay, enna first year la var extra 1 crore, third year la var podi. Total Asif is going to receive how much in this also? 6 crores. So Asif is like, okay, I am getting 6 crores at the end of the day. I am okay into Asif othukudam. We wrote in the agreement, year 1, 1 crore, year 2, 2 crores, year 3, 3 crores. இப்படின்னு சொல்லி agreement sign பண்ணிட்டோம். Okay? Dey எல்லாரும் இங்க பாரு. அப்போ year 1 how much I have to pay? 1 crore. So lease rent account debit to bank account 1 crore. P&L to lease rent 1 crore. Correct? Dey எல்லாரும் இங்க பாரு please. எனக்கு first year expense 1 crore. Second year expense 2 crores. Third year expense 3 crores. Please எல்லாரும் கவனி. This is important in operating lease. கவனி இது ஒண்ணுதான் கொஞ்சம் interesting point operating lease. அதனால தத்தி accounting இது கவனி. அப்ப நீ பார்த்தோம்னா in my P&L, lessee P&L, first year expense will be 1 crore. Second year expense will be 2 crores. In third year P&L, my expense will be 3 crores. Correct? Ellaring please. Now AS19 is coming inside. AS19 is asking, first year 1 crore, second year 2 crores, third year 3 crores. First question, First question AS19 is asking, how are you using this building? Are you using it differently every year or every year same usage? And kekran enta lessee naan da. I am telling no, every year same usage da. Every year I will use for 300 days, 8 hours building will be used. Appo what AS19 is telling, day every year your usage is same, then how can expense be different? எல்லா வருஷமும் ஒரே மாதிரி யூஸ் பண்றியா? அப்ப எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் மட்டும் எப்படி டிஃபரெண்டா இருக்கலாம்? இப்போ நீ இப்படி யோசிச்சு பாரு, நீ ஒரு பில்டிங் வாங்குற, you are buying a building, that building every year you are using it in the same way, then depreciation should be same or different? We will follow straight line method. AS19 is now asking the same question. Hey, every building, every year your building usage is the same. When the usage pattern is same, why is your expense different? AS19, ama AS19 correct point da. I didn't think about that. So AS19 is telling gavani ellarum inga paru, நீ இந்த அக்ரிமெண்ட்ல இப்படி போட்டுக்கோ, நான் எதுவும் சொல்ல முடியாது, ஆனா இதை நான் எக்ஸ்பென்ஸா கன்சிடர் பண்ண மாட்டேன். Hey, this is what is there as per agreement. But AS19 says, I cannot agree what you wrote in the agreement. How can you say your lease rent is changing when you are going to use the asset in the same way every year? நீ பார்த்தனா இதனால என்ன ஆகும் தெரியுமா? First year profit will be more, third year profit will be less. Users will not even understand, ஏன்டா first year அதிகமாக காமிச்சா third year கம்மியாக காமிச்சு. ஏன்னா என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க தெரியுமா யூசர்ஸ், நீ first year profit அதிகமாக காமிச்சோடனே everybody will project the future based on that higher profit. திடீர்னு year 3 பார்த்தா profit இறங்கிச்சு. அதனால AS19 சொல்றான், சாரி சார், whatever you have put here I will not agree. You cannot take first year 1 crore, second year 2 crores, third year 3 crores. I am telling AS19, okay AS19, I agree with your logic, what I should do? அப்போ AS19 என்ன சொல்றான், நீ மொத்தமா எவ்வளவு பே பண்ற? 6 crores, கரெக்டா? நீ பில்டிங் சேமா யூஸ் பண்றியா? அப்போ your P&L expense should also be same every year by 3. every year P&L க்கு எவ்வளவு போணும்ன்றா? 2 crores. நீ அக்ரிமெண்ட்ல என்ன வேணா எழுதிக்கோ, you write whatever you want in the agreement, but your usage of the building is the same. அப்போ every year the expense that should go to P&L should only be 2 crores. அப்படின்னு யார் சொல்றா? AS19. நான் சொல்றேன், டே I am paying only 1 crore. கௌதம் இங்க பாரு, I am paying only 1 crore. How can I take 2 crores to P&L? AS19 says, I will tell you the accounting you see. Day, how much should go to P&L every year? 2 crores. Irrespective of whatever I pay, I should take to P&L 2 crores. AS19 is very clear with that. We are asking AS19 how to pass entries. AS19, enjoy this please. Check. Asif for the books and my books. Asif is the lessor, I am the lessee. Hey, Gani, listen please. Listen. AS19 says, in lessee books, every year expense should be 2 crores. In lessor books, every year income should be 2 crores. நீ அக்ரிமெண்ட்ல என்னவே எழுதிக்கோ, ஆனா டோட்டலா in 3 years how much I am paying? 6 crores. By 3 every year how much only should go? 2 crores. Because my usage pattern is the same. My usage pattern is the same. Okay, please கவனி, சூப்பரா இருக்கு. எப்படி ஜர்னல் என்ட்ரி பாஸ் பண்ணனும் கவனி. What should be my annual expense? 2 crores. Day 2 crores கண்டுபிடிச்ச மேடா. Lease rent account debit 2 crores. Day, just because AS19 is telling 2 crores, I will not pay to Asif 2 crores. I have agreed to pay Asif only how much? 1 crore. Ellaring paru please. To bank account 1 crore. Okay. Kani. Sir, journal and tally ala sir. Tongit irukku sir. Okay. Remaining 1 crore. Remaining 1 crore இப்போதைக்கு என்ன பண்ணலாம்? சும்மா to dummy account. சும்மா ஒரு dummy accountல போட்டு வச்சுக்கோ. Remaining 1 crore. Okay, Dale, there is a name for this. Later I'll bring that. First, let us understand the concept, then we'll put names for that. Okay, journal entry tallied. Now, how much will go in the first year to P&L? P&L to lease rent account, 2 crores, 2 crores. Sir, what about this dummy account? It will go to balance sheet. Balance sheet la liability side dummy 1 crore. Okay, Day, இப்போதைக்கு வெச்சுக்கோ சும்மா. Aprama I'll give name for this. Sir, what will be the entry in the books of Asif sir? Bank account debit. Asif will receive 1 crore or 2 crores? 1 crore. Ana, how much should be his income? Income எவ்வளவு இருக்கணும்? 2 crores. To lease rent 2 crores. Asif dummy account 1 crore. Then this lease rent will go to P&L. Lease rent to P&L 2 crores, 2 crores. Sir, what about this dummy account? Balance sheet la asset side dummy 1 crore. Clear everybody? Okay. Sir, what will happen in the second year? Gavani. First year clear ellarko. Second year, as per the agreement, how much I have to pay to Asif? 2 crores. Correct? Gavani. எவ்வளோ எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் பண்ணும் P&Lக்கு? 2 crores. அப்போ எனக்கு ப்ராப்ளமே இல்லை. லீஸ் ரெண்ட் அக்கவுண்ட் டெபிட் 2 crores to bank account 2 crores. And then P&L account debit to lease rent 2 crores, 2 crores. Dummy account closed, still it will be there. Still it will be there. ஏன்னா எதுவும் பண்ணல அதை வச்சு. What will be the entry in the books of Asif? Bank account debit to lease rent 2 crores, 2 crores. Lease rent to P&L 2 crores, 2 crores. Dummy account அப்படியே இருக்குமா? Okay, last year, third year, எல்லாரும் பாரு third year, how much I will pay? I have to pay 3 crores. Correct? ஆனா my expense should be lease rent account debit 2 crores. To bank account 3 crores. Sir, jalandi daliyala sir. Dummy account 1 crore. Dummy account 1 crore. Day in the entry pass pannonne edu close aichu. Dummy account is over and this lease rent will go to P&L. P&L account debit to lease rent 2 crores, 2 crores. Clear everybody? Day புரிஞ்சுதாடா? Sir, what will be the entry in the books of Asif sir? Bank account debit 3 crores to lease rent account to dummy account 1 crore. This lease rent will be closed and taken to P&L. Day புரிஞ்சுதாடா? ஐயோ. Day sir, okay, dummy க்கு என்ன சார் பேரு? Lease equalization account. That is called as lease equalization account, or you can also call it as lease straightlining account. உன் புக்ல lease equalization கூப்பிடுவான். You can also call the dummy account as lease straightlining account. Lease straightlining account. Clear everybody? ஒரே ஒரு சம் நீ எனக்கு ஜெனரேட்டர் பாஸ் பண்ணி காமிக்கிறியா? எழுது. புரிஞ்சுதா? எழுதிக்கோ. A limited A Limited took a machinery on lease from B Limited. Who is the lessor? Who is the lessee? A Limited is lessee, B Limited is lessor. Okay. The lease term was agreed as 3 years. Full stop. Lease rentals payable as per the agreement are as follows. Year 1 3 lakhs. Year 2 4.5 lakhs. Year 3 6 lakhs. 5 lakhs and a point lower. Past journal entries in the books of A Limited and B Limited, for 3 years, assuming that it is an operating lease, They don't use the words dummy account and all. Lease equalization account. First, every year how much should be the expense or income? 4 point. Total we are receiving 13.5 lakhs divided by 3. 4.5 lakhs should be the expense. Lease straight line method of depreciation mari equal ah podilla adala per straight lining. இல்ல எதுவுமே சொல்லலாம் ஸ்ட்ரெயிட் லைன் தான். வேற ஏதாச்சும் பேட்டர்ன் இருந்துச்சுன்னா அவன் சொல்லுவான். அவன் எதுவுமே சொல்ல அப்படியே மொட்டையா கொஸ்டின் கொடுத்துருக்கான் ஸ்ட்ரெயிட் லைன். Every year? That's okay. If you are passing this entry correctly, I'm okay. That anyways is okay. P and L to lease rent, that is fine. நான் இன்னொரு மைக் இருக்கா? இல்ல வேணாம். எது போடலாம் கடைசியில் சொல்கிறேன். You can save this with these markings, no? Thanks. புரிஞ்சுதடா உனக்கு? நீ வந்ததே 9 o'clock தானே? இப்போ இதில் இது என்ன லீஸ் இது? ஸோ இப்போ ஆப்ரேட்டிங் லீஸில் ஜர்னல் என்ட்ரி சிம்பிள். லெஸ்ஸியோட புக்ஸில் லீஸ் பேங்க் அக்கௌண்ட், ஏன்னா அவனுக்கு அது அவ்வளோதான். ஓகே, டன்னாடா? How many of you are done? Vikram? Subhada. We'll discuss the answer. Year 1. Year 1. In the books of lessee, which is A Limited. Okay. So, lease rent account debit 4.5 lakhs. To bank account 3 lakhs. to lease equalization account 1.5 lakhs. P&L to lease rent 4.5. First lessee full up. Second year, lease rent to bank 4.5, 4.5. P&L to lease rent 4.5, 4.5. Third year, lease rent account debit 4.5, lease equalization account debit 1.5 to bank account 6 lakhs, P&L to lease rent 4.5 lakhs. In the books of Lessor, bank account debit 3 lakhs, lease equalization account debit 1.5 lakhs to lease rental account 4.5 lakhs, lease rent to P&L 4.5, 4.5. Second year, bank account debit to lease rent 4.5, 4.5, lease rent to P&L 4.5, 4.5, and the last year, bank account debit 6 lakhs to lease rent 4.5 to lease equalization account 1.5, lease rent to P&L 4.5 lakhs, 4.5 lakhs. Day. Clear? Okay. The answer. Okay. சரி எல்லாரும் இங்க பாரு ஒரே நிமிஷம். டேய் ஒரே நிமிஷம் இங்க பாரு. Listen 1 minute. ஒரே நிமிஷம். Suppose in your same question, listen everybody 1 minute please. டேய் கவனி. In your question, year 1 3 lakhs, year 2 4.5, year 3 6 lakhs. Day, கவனிங்க. கவனி. இப்போ what we did, we took a total 13.5 lakhs and we divided by 3 years, 4.5 lakhs we found out. Listen, we should calculate like this when the usage is same. We took 4.5 lakhs every year to P&L because usage of the machinery is same. If nothing is given in the question, we will assume that usage is same. Okay, listen. But in the question, for example, in the question they have given that number of units produced, machinery which first year, first year, lessee is able to produce 40,000 units. Second year, lessee is able to produce 50,000 units. Okay? First year 40. Second year 45. Third year, lessee is able to produce 50,000. Suppose this information is given in the question. They say first year lessee will produce using the machinery 40,000 units. Second year lessee will produce 45,000 units. Third year lessee will produce 50,000 units. Day. In the sum that I gave you, we did equally because the benefit from the machinery was equal to me every year. But now, is the benefit from the machinery equal every year? Appo enna sir pananum gavani. Totala how much rent I am paying? 13.5 lakh units. For that 13.5 lakh units, totally how many units I am able to produce? 1,35,000. Correct? Hey, please. Total rent I am paying 13.5. With that I am producing how many units? Appo per unit rental is 13.5 lakh divided by 1.35 lakhs, 10 rupees per unit. So first year how many units I am producing? Into 10, 4 lakhs. Second year 4.5 lakhs. Third year 5 lakhs will go to P&L as expense. Sir, இப்போ entry எப்படி சார் வரும்? கவனி. In the books of lessee, lease rent account debit. First year expense எவ்வளவு இருக்கணும்? 4 lakhs. To bank, 3 lakhs. To lease equalization, அதான் எல்லின்னு எழுதுற. To lease equalization 1 lakh. Second year, I am producing 4.5, I am paying 4.5 lakhs. I am also producing 45,000 units. அப்போ அங்கேயும் எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் 4.5 தானா? Lease rent account debit to bank account 4.5. Correct? Last year, how much should go to P&L? 5 lakhs. But how much I am paying? அங்க lease rent account debit 5 lakhs to bank account 6 lakhs. Lease equalization account 1 lakh. Lease equalization account will get closed. Able to understand? Sir, AS 19 என்ன சார் பிரின்சிபலா கொடுத்திருக்கான் இதுக்கு? ப்ளீஸ் கவனி, ப்ளீஸ். Both in the books of lessor and lessee, lease rental should be taken to P&L on a straight line basis or any other basis which represents the benefit derived from the asset. Day, அவன் என்ன சொல்றான்? உனக்கு வேற எந்த பேசிஸும் தரலனா, if you don't know any other basis, which basis you will follow? Straight line. இந்த மாதிரி if you can estimate the number of units, then that is a better ratio, then use that ratio. Don't do straight line. புரியுதா? Lease rental should be taken to P&L on a straight line basis or any other basis which best represents the benefit consumed from the leased asset. And the leased asset நீ எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ற? Sir, every year equal sir. Then straight line. No sir, first year I'll produce more, second year even more, third year even more. Na? In that production ratio, we will take it to P&L. Clear everybody? Able to understand? சரி, ஒரு நிமிஷம் எல்லாரும் பாரு. I will write a sum on the board. Let me see if you are able to answer. Hey, Gani Ganesh. Listen. Hey, Gani. Assume our Asif is a dealer in machinery. Dealer. He will buy and sell machinery. Hey, Gani. He is a dealer. His business is to buy machinery and sell machinery. They also say, if your business is to buy machinery and sell machinery, then that machinery is fixed asset or inventory. Okay. Assume Asif has purchased today one machinery for 5 lakhs. What entry he will pass? Machinery account debit and bodvana? Purchases account. When you purchase goods, you have to debit purchases account. So Asif will pass the entry purchases account debit to bank account 5 lakhs. He purchased this machinery. He wants to sell that machinery. Okay, Gavani. But next day what happened? I went to Asif. I told Asif, this machinery I want, but I cannot buy it. I will take it on lease. Asif is saying, no, I want to sell this machinery. Somehow I am convincing Asif and making him give this machinery to me on lease. Asif has decided, okay sir, you have convinced me. Now I am going to give this machinery to you on lease. Hey, please Kavani. இப்போ இந்த machinery இருக்குல்ல, this you are going to sell or give it on lease? Any machinery, Gavani, any asset which is held for giving on rental to others will no longer be inventory. this will get changed from inventory to PPE. இப்போ என்னவா மாறிடும் இது? PPE. Day, when he purchased, his intention was to sell. So he debited purchases because he thought it will be inventory. But next day I convinced him and made him give it to me on lease. அப்போ இனிமேல் இது purchase குள்ள இருக்க கூடாது. Inside purchases only goods should be there. Now this machinery is goods or fixed asset? First என்ன பண்ணோம்னா we have to pass the entry machinery account debit to purchases account. This will be the first entry, 5 lakhs, 5 lakhs. Okay, we have to reclassify it from purchases to machinery because before it was inventory. Now we are holding it to give it on rental to others. It satisfies PPE definition. So we will bring it to a separate account called as machinery account. Okay, எல்லாரும் பாரு. Total life of this machinery is 5 years. In that I am taking it on rent for 3 years. Okay, there you go. And the question says, using this machinery, year 1, you can manufacture 20,000 units. Year 2, you can manufacture 40,000 units. Year 3, 60. Year 4, 80,000. And year 5, you produce 1 lakh. So totally using this machinery, we can produce 3 lakh units. Okay, please gavani, idu book back question gavani. Totally how many units we can produce? 3 lakhs for 5 years. But in this, I am going to take it on lease only for 3 years. So for me, what is relevant is only this portion. Correct? Okay, please gavani. Ipo Asif gavani. Now Asif wants to decide how much he has to charge to me as lease rent. Sir, eppadi sir Asif decide பண்ணுவான்? gavani. Asif to buy this machinery he spent how much? 5 lakhs. Okay, assume so Asif has invested 5 lakhs. So Asif will want to recover 5 lakhs or more than 5 lakhs, sir, because he will want some profit. We are asking Asif, how much profit you want, Asif? Asif is telling, sir, I want a profit of 20% on cost. I want a profit of 20% on cost. Up 5 lakhs to 20% na 1 by 5, 1 lakh profit. அப்போ ஆசிஃப் மொத்தமா எவ்வளவு ரிகவர் பண்ணலாம் நினைக்கிறான்? 5 lakhs plus 1 lakh, 6 lakhs. They till now clear? So Asif will totally try to recover how much from this machinery? 6 lakhs. Please gavani ellarum. 6 lakhs he will try to recover. He can recover 6 lakhs if he is giving on lease for 5 years. But he is giving on lease only for how many years? 3 years. Sir, appo enna sir பண்ணுவான் gavani? 5 years la 6 lakhs he wants to recover. In 5 years how many units we can manufacture? 3 lakh units we can manufacture. Appo per unit how much he has to recover? 2 rupees he has to recover. In the machinery vechi manufacture pandra ஒரு யூனிட்டுக்கும் he will recover 2 rupees. Totally in 5 years it can manufacture 3 lakh units. So totally Asif will be able to recover 6 lakhs. Correct? Kavani, 2 rupees per unit. I am going to use this machinery only for how many years? So 20, 60, 120. Appo for me how many units I can produce? 1 lakh 20. Per unit how much? 2 rupees. Appo mottama how much Asif has to charge from me? Into 2 lakh 40,000. Into 2 lakh 40,000. புரிஞ்சதாடா எப்படி இத அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணிருக்க ஆசிஃப்னு? So for a period of 3 years Asif will charge from me 2,40,000. Sir, in the agreement, how did Asif write this, sir? In the agreement, Asif wrote, year 1, give me 80,000. Year 2, give me 80,000. Year 3, give me 80,000. அப்ப ஆசிஃப்க்கு மொத்தம் எவ்வளவு கிடைச்சிரும்? 2,40,000. He will recover what he wants. டேய் புரிஞ்சுதாடா? ஓகே, you understood how Asif arrived at this? டேய் கொஸ்டின்ல நீ தான்டா இப்படி அரைவ் பண்ணணும். ஓகே, அவன் கொடுக்க மாட்டான். Clear? Now I have taken this machinery on lease for 3 years. In the agreement it is written year 1 80, year 2 80, year 3 80. Using this for 3 years, I can produce in year 1 20, year 2 40, year 3 60. This is my production using this machinery. Till now clear? Till now line layer please. இது முடிச்சோனே நம்ம book back sum முடிச்சோனே நீ க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிடலாம். ஓகே, ஆப்பரேட்டிங் லீஸ் அதோட போச்சுலாம், நாளைக்கு ஃபினான்ஸ் லீஸ். ஓகே கவனி, ஆப்பரேட்டிங் லீஸ் ஓவர், டுமாரோ ஃபினான்ஸ் லீஸ். அதுதான் சஸ்பென்ஸ். எல்லாரும் பாரு. ஓ எல்லாரும் பாரு. லிசன், நாட் மை கிளாஸ், நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸஸ். ஓகே டேய் கவனி, எல்லாரும் பாரு. டேய் லிசன் லிசன் லிசன். சரா சார் வெல்கம். ஓகே டேய் கவனி கவனி, எல்லாரும் பாரு. டேய் கவனி. டேய் 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 கவனிங்க, இல்ல நானே எடுத்துறேன். இங்க பாரு. என்ன வேணாமாடா? அடா பாவி, போ போ, சரி போ. டேய் அடா பாவி கவனி. டேய் லிசன் லிசன். கவனிங்க பாரு, ஆபீஸ் கேர் போவ. லிசன் லிசன். டேய் 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 எல்லாரும் பாரு. டேய் கவனிங்க. டேய் 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 எல்லாரும் பாரு. கவனி. போதும் போதும். டேய் இந்த சம் முடிக்கணும். கவனி, இல்ல நான் விட மாட்டேன். சாரி சொல்லி நானே எடுத்துக்கிறேன். எல்லாரும் பாரு. டேய் டேய் இங்க பாரு, இங்க பாரு. வராதுல்ல அப்போ. கவனி. டேய் 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 இங்க பாரு. இந்த சம் கவனி ப்ளீஸ். இந்த சம் புக் பேக் இதே மாதிரி சம் இருக்கு, நம்ம அதை முடிக்கணும். டேய் ப்ளீஸ் லிசன். I have taken it on lease for 3 years. I will manufacture 20 40 60. Agreement padi 80 80 80. Okay. டேய் கவனி, எல்லாரும் இங்க பாரு. லிசன். Now I have to pass entry in my books. Asif also has to pass in his books. Now will you accept if I take first year 80,000 to P&L? எவ்வளோ P&L க்கு போகணும் சார்? 2,40,000 வச்சு you will manufacture 1,20,000 சார். அப்ப per unit is 2 rupees. Per unit is 2 rupees. கரெக்டா? அப்போ first year 20 into 2 40. Second year 40 into 2 80. Third year 60 into 2 1,20,000. Totally 2,40,000. இதுதான் என்னோட P&L expense. Okay, let us pass entry. First TCS books, Lessees books. Lessee oda books la first year எவ்வளவு P&L போணும்? 40. So lease rent account debit 40,000. Ana how much I have to pay? To bank account 80,000. Remaining lease equalization account debit 40,000. Okay. Second year what should be my expense? 80. So lease rent account debit 80,000 to bank account 80,000. Last year lease rent account debit எவ்வளவு போடும்? 1,20,000 to bank account 80,000 to lease equalization account 40,000. Closed. Okay. டேய் புரிஞ்சுதா சார்? ஒரே ராட்டி லெஸ்ஸர் புக்ஸ்னு சொல்லிட்டு அந்த புக்ஸை மட்டும் முடிச்சுட்டு க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிடுங்க. ஓகே டேய் லெஸ்ஸர் புக்ஸ் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர் என்ட்ரி பேங்க் அக்கவுண்ட் டெபிட் 80,000 we will receive. How much can go to P&L? To lease rent account 40,000. To lease equalization account 40,000. Okay. Year 2. Day on the P&L transfer பண்ண entry la உனக்கே தெரியும் நான் பாஸ் பண்ணல. Okay. Bank account debit to lease rent 80,000 and last year bank account debit 80,000 to lease rent account 1,20,000 debit lease equalization 40,000 this one. Okay, book back sum மட்டும் முடிச்சிடலாமா? open your book. அது ஒரே ஒரு சம்ல இதே மாதிரி தானே இருக்கும். அது ஒண்ணு மட்டும் தான் நல்ல சம் ஆப்பரேட்டிங் லீஸ், மத்தெல்லாம் சொத்த சம். book back, go to page number. Hey, finance lease will be interesting. Tomorrow we'll start fresh. Page number 5.174, question number 11. 5.174, question number 11. Question number 11. Dey Balamurugan. Whether operating lease or finance lease, lessor should try to make some profit. Otherwise he will only do charity. அவன் 5 lakhs வாங்கி 5 lakhs மட்டும் ரெக்கவர் பண்ணாம எதுக்கு இந்த பிசினஸ் பண்ணணும்? பண்ணாமே இருக்கலாமே. Both operating lease and finance lease there will be a profit, but in finance lease all the profit will be recognized at the time of giving it on lease itself. I will show you tomorrow. Here the profit is coming over a period of time. Day gani 11th question. Day a machine, calculator ready vechko. A machine was given on 3 years operating lease by a dealer of the machine for equal annual lease rental. Underline that equal. Agreement la enna eldirukka? Equal ah eldirukka. Equal annual lease rental. How much profit margin they want? To yield 30% profit margin on a cost of 1,50,000. Hey, appa how much will be the profit? 45,000. Appa total how much you have to recover? 1,95,000. Super. Day in the 1,95,000 is everybody clear? Next, economic life of the machine is 5 years and the output from the machine are estimated as 40, 50, 60, 80, 70 for 5 years. Apna total evloda? Total 3 lakhs. 1,95,000, 3 lakh units na. Per unit how much? Ellaru board per unit how much? 0.65 per unit. Straight line depreciation proportion of output is considered appropriate. Compute the following. Annual lease rent. Day iriru. First per unit how much we can recover? 0.65. Correct? Gavani. How many years we are giving it on lease? In that 3 years how much is the output? 1,50,000. அப்போ lessee கிட்ட இருந்து எவ்வளவு ரெக்கவர் பண்ணலாம்? 1,50,000 into 0.65, 97,500. Day இது 1 year ka 3 years ka? Agreement ka we will write equally every year. How much we have to write in agreement? Divided by 3, 32,500. எல்லாருக்கும் இது புரியுதா? 32,500. So this is the answer for the first one. Annual lease rent that will be written in the agreement is 32,500. Ange eldiko. Cost of the machinery, cost is equal to 1,50,000. Cost is equal to 1,50,000. Cost is equal to 1,50,000. Profit margin. எவ்வளவு profit? 30%. So how much we have to recover? 1,95,000. Total amount to be recovered 1,95,000. ஆமா அது எக்ஸஸா வந்து அது ஒரு ப்ரீபெய்ட் மாதிரி பாரு. தேர்ட் இயர்ல போயிடும் அது P&Lக்கு. பேலன்ஸ் ஷீட்ல அசெட் சைடு. Total amount to be recovered is 1,95,000. Total units rental per unit is equal to 1,95,000 divided by 3 lakhs. Which is 0.65. Okay. So total amount to be recovered from lessee. You will charge him for 3 years or 5 years, sir? 3 years. In the 3 years, what is the output? 1,50,000 per unit 0.65. So 1,50,000 into 0.65, 97,500. This is for 1 year or 3 years, sir? So how will you find out annual rent? 97,500 divided by 3, 32,500 will be the annual lease rent. Annual lease rent is 32,500. Okay. Now tell me the second answer. Let me see whether I'm able to calculate. Lease rent income to be recognized in P&L each year. Can you take 32,500 every year to P&L? How much will go to P&L every year? Sorry, first year how much? Eppuda kandupicha 26? 40,000 into 0.65. Anga eldiko year 1 40,000 into 0.65, 26,000. The question important. If some and the paper set konja interesting paper vekkano operating lease la kekanuna idha keka mudiyum. 40,000 into 0.65, 26,000. What about year 2? 50,000 into 0.65, 32,500. Last year 80,000. 60,000 into 0.65, 39,000. புரிஞ்சுதா? Last question, sub question 3. Depreciation for 3 years. I'll give you 2 minutes time. You calculate this. Don't see the book answer. First year 90,000. I want first year how much? First year. Yosi. Depreciation for the first year. Depreciation ku 1,50,000 எடுக்கணுமா 1,95,000? Cost is only 1,50,000. So அதை வெச்சு depreciate பண்ணு. படி என்ன கொடுத்திருக்காங்க क्वेश्चनல? இரு ஃபுல்லா படி. Straight line depreciation in proportion of output. Useful life என்ன? எப்பவுமே depreciation எது important? Useful life. எவ்வளவு depreciation? First year depreciation is 20,000. Sir, how sir? எல்லாரும் இங்க பாரு, ஒரே நிமிஷம் please. ஒரே நிமிஷம். நீதான்டா பின்னாடி பாக்குறீங்க. What is the cost of the machinery? Depreciation ku always cost is only important. In the 1,50,000 வெச்சு how many units you can manufacture? 1,50,000 units, 1,50,000 cost வச்சு we can manufacture 3 lakh units. அப்ப how much is cost per unit? 0.5. First year how much you have manufactured? So 40,000 into 0.5, 20,000 will be first year depreciation. Second year depreciation, 50,000 into 0.5, 25,000. Third year, 60,000 into 0.5, 30,000. Able to understand? In the ratio of output you are charging the depreciation. Sir, on a question they have told straight line method. No sir, please read the full line sir. Straight line depreciation in proportion of output should be charged. So in output ratio we have to charge the depreciation. Clear everybody? Day in the question mark paniko exam munadi kandipa we have to see this ones. Important question for operating lease. Okay, ஒரு பாயிண்ட், ஒரு லாஸ்ட் ஒரு சின்ன பாயிண்ட் ப்ளீஸ். அவர் ஏதாச்சும் கேள்வி கேட்டா கரெக்டா சொல்ல, என்ன பண்ண போறியோ மானத்தை வாங்க போறேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். சரி ஓகே. ஒரே சிங்க பார், ஒரே ஒரு லாஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட், ஒரே ஒரு சின்ன பாயிண்ட் தான். ஒரே நிமிஷம் பாரு. Listen 1 minute here. Gavani. If sir is asking something and you're confident, நான் முன்னாடியே சொல்லியிருக்கேன், அழுத்தி சொல்ல அந்த ஆன்சர். ஆனா தப்பான ஆன்சர் நீ அழுத்தி சொன்னேன்னு வச்சுக்கோ. ஓகே, சூப்பரா பேசுவாரு சார். அதுக்கப்புறம் நானாச்சும் விட்டுருவேன் சார், தான் அந்த மாதிரி கிடையவே கிடையாது. ஓகே, ஸோ கொஞ்சம் ஐ ஹோப் அந்த காஸ்ட்லாம் ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? காஸ்ட் இஸ் ஈக்குவல் டு சாக்ரிஃபைஸ். ஓகே, அங்கதான் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணணும்னு நான் நினைக்கிறேன். ஓகே, ஸோ ஏன்னா எங்க கிளாஸ்ல அதான் நிறைய வாட்டி கேட்டுட்டு இருப்பாரு. ஸோ இஃப் யூ நோ சம்திங் ஆன்சர் இட் வெரி கான்ஃபிடென்ட்லி, நாட் அட் ஆல் அ ப்ராப்ளம். ஓகே சார், ஆனால் அது எங்களுக்கு தெரியுமோ இல்லையா தான் பிரச்சனை சார். Okay, I think you will be able to answer. What is the journal entry for tax expense? Tax expense account debit to provision for tax. In the land depreciation entry, provision for a depreciation. நம்ம PP எல்லாம் முடிச்சிட்டோம். Provision for depreciation கூட உனக்கு தெரியலன்னு வெச்சுக்கோ. Okay, so Gavri, last ஒரே ஒரு பாயிண்ட் please. ஒரே ஒரு பாயிண்ட் please. Please. சின்ன பாயிண்ட் தான். கவனி ப்ளீஸ், ஒரே ஒரு சின்ன பாயிண்ட் மட்டும் ப்ளீஸ். இங்க பாரு, சின்ன பாயிண்ட் தான் ப்ளீஸ். நல்லா இருக்கும் இந்த பாயிண்ட். பிராக்டிகலி இட் பி யூஸ்ஃபுல் டு யூ. கவனி, ஒரே நிமிஷம். கவனி, ஒரே நிமிஷம் பாரு ப்ளீஸ். $30, $60, $1,50,000. ஒரே ஒரு நிமிஷம் இங்க பாரு ப்ளீஸ். 2 நிமிஷத்துல முடிக்கிறோம். ஹோயமல் சத்தியம் 2 நிமிஷம் முடியும். இங்க பாரு ப்ளீஸ். கவனி ப்ளீஸ். எல்லாரும் இங்க பாரு. கவனி. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு அக்ரிமெண்ட் இருக்கு. 5 இயர்ஸ்க்கு திஸ் இஸ் த ரெண்ட். ஆப்பரேட்டிங் லீஸ். கவனிங்க, லீஸ் அக்ரிமெண்ட் படிக்கும் போது என்ன சொல்றானா, 2 years lock-in. 2 years lock-in. Agreement oda period 5 years. In the 2 years lock-in. 1 year, lessee has an option to extend. Last 2 years, anybody can cancel. Please, கவனி. எல்லாரும் இதில் நிறைய பேர் இதை தப்புவாங்க. எல்லாரும் இங்க பாரு. கவனி. Case 1, lessee is reasonably certain to extend. அப்போ what will be the lease term? 3 years. Lease term 3 years. எல்லாரும் இங்க பாரு ப்ளீஸ். கவனி. Now when I am doing straight lining, I should take only lease term which is 3 years. நான் என்ன பண்ணணும்னா 10 plus 20 plus 30 by 3 20 போடணும். எல்லாரும் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க தெரியுமா, 1,50,000 by 5 போட்டு 13 போடுவாங்க. That is wrong. ஏன்னா if you read AS 19 it clearly says lease rentals should be straight lined over the lease term, not over the agreement period. Lease term here is how much? 3 years. So நீ 3 years மட்டும் தான் எடுத்து straight line பண்ணு. புரியுதாடா? டேய், what case 2? What if lessee is not reasonably certain to extend and lease term will be 2 years? அப்போ 10 plus 20 by 2 15 will be the lease rental. டேய் புரியுதாடா? இந்த straight lining லாம் you should do over the lease term, over the lease term. அப்ப நாளைக்கு நீ practically போய் audit பண்ணும்போது first thing that you have to very properly calculate is lease term. அது மட்டும் please கரெக்ட்டா கண்டுபிடி. நிறைய பேர் அது தப்பா போடுவாங்க. They will not even give importance to that. ஏன்னா அவங்க எப்படி படிச்சிருப்பாங்கன்னா lease termனா agreement term தானே. lease termக்கு வேற definition இருக்கு, agreement term வேற. So it should be straight lined over the lease term, over the lease term. Clear everybody? Okay, tomorrow we will start with finance lease. Okay, thank you so much.